We have seen that Ansible playbooks are written and behave just like regular source code. When we code our programs, we also need to debug them, to validate them, and also catch bugs in our programs. So the question arises, can we debug our Ansible playbooks in a similar manner? If yes, then how do we debug our playbooks? For example, say if we have an Ansible playbook which is responsible for carrying out a multi-step installation on the remote host, and we want to output the status or the state of the target host as the changes are being applied by the playbook. Maybe we want to use the output from one task for another subsequent task in the playbook itself. For this and other debugging purposes, we can use debug statements in our playbooks. Let us continue to work with the same Ansible playbook we have been working with so far. We will open our Apache_install playbook with the VI editor. And here we are going to create a new task with the name of check uptime. For the command for this task, we will use shell:\uptime. So basically, this task is just going to run the uptime command inside the shell. Let's save our playbook and try it out. Execute Ansible-playbook Apache_install.yaml-b. Okay, cool, so our playbook is working, but we did not get anything useful out of our uptime task. Let's go ahead and make it more useful. At this point, it will be great to mention another use of Ansible variables. The value of a task being executed in an Ansible playbook can be saved in a variable and used later. This can be done by registering the variables. Registered variables are valid on the host for the remainder of the playbook run, which is the same as the lifetime of facts in Ansible. Effectively registered variables are just like facts. Now let's register our new variable called uptime_var, which will contain the output of our check uptime task. To do that, we just need to add a new register directive under the check uptime task. To use this registered variable, we will create another task. The idea is that we will print our uptime variable. But in Ansible, there are no such statements to print or view arbitrary output. But there is a module called debug. This module prints statements during execution and can be useful for debugging variables or expressions without necessarily halting the playbook. So let's configure our command. Debug:\var equals uptime_var. So here we are asking the debug module to print out the value of the uptime_var. Now we need to name the task, even though it is not mandatory to name the tasks. But we will assign it a name, print uptime. Print uptime is the name of our debug task. So first, the check uptime task is going to populate the value of its output into the variable, and the second command will print the uptime command. Let's save our playbook and quit our editor. Before we play our playbook, let's first check what the uptime command output looks like. Let's execute uptime. And here you can see the output. It shows how long the server has been up. Now let's run the playbook and review the output. First, we will run it in check mode to verify the playbook. Execute Ansible-playbook Apache_install.yaml-b --check. Okay, so there seems to be a problem. Now this is a scenario where we thought our playbook was ready to roll, but we found there was an error in the playbook. If we had not used the check mode, the playbook would have run the tasks partially, and our target server would have remained in an inconsistent state. But by using the check mode, we became aware of the issue without modifying the state of the target server. That is the true value of using the check mode. It catches the errors before we make any actual changes to the target servers. So let's correct the error. Open the playbook YAML file. Here, we did not specify the name directive for our last task. Let's fix that. Name, print, uptime. Now let's save this file and do another dry run. Ansible-playbook apache_install.yaml-b-check. Okay, great. Seems like the check mode worked fine without problems. So now we are going to run our playbook without the check mode. Execute Ansible-playbook apache_install.yaml-b. So you see, now the uptime command output is being printed. This is really helpful when we want to troubleshoot something or just generally print something out for diagnostics or informational purposes. Now let's try this out with another task. Let's remove the check uptime and register a new variable for the copy data files task. Let's call our registered variable copy_status. And now let's update our last task. We will print the value of the variable copy_status and also update the name of the task to name::copy status and save our playbook and exit our editor. Let's rerun our playbook. Execute Ansible-playbook apache_install.yaml-b. Let's allow a few moments to complete. Okay, the playbook has completed and we can see the status of the copy command is printed out here. The idea here is that when the copy step tries to copy the file, at that point if something goes wrong, or if the copy step fails for some reason, then this debug statement will print out the status of the copy command, which can be very handy. Here you can see the detailed output from the copy task. The changed value is false because the file already exists. This is the checksum of the file, and this is the destination address, and this is the difference before and after, etc. As we can see, we receive a whole bunch of variables and detailed diagnostic output, which is very useful in troubleshooting a particular task. Now let's quickly recap. We will open our playbook. So this is how it works. When we need to troubleshoot some task, we just have to register a variable to hold the output of that task, and then we can use the debug module to print this variable.